Californian don't get on Satan too. They in the art from giving trouble. Oh my God, them is the true devil. This color and boss raider, black wizard and many other pussycat. Glenny Satan brother. Everything they touch chicken vanishing. Californian money for years missing. And right now, sad one to the start tipping. Cause yesterday I went to clear my van. When I hear the price from the customer, I know that little black man is Satan. Just next door I went to change money. When I see her they rob that old lady, I know that banker man is Satan. When I see his pen, the Californian going wrong with squad beating poor man, I know that policeman is Satan. Satan running the country, Satan in the treasury, they robbing everybody, in parliament I see. Satan running the country, Satan in the treasury, they robbing everybody, in parliament I see. Satan, good God, Satan ripping everything to the country we money they shipping daily, and that is a real dread thing. Even my sisters they underpaying, some of them to them Syrian raping and more that we Satan government doing nothing. Them Satan real bad they don't make him joke. All that and cat they sell me passport, even me. Them Satan try to cut my throat. But yesterday I went to clear my van. When I hear the price from the customer, I know that little black man is Satan. Just next door I went to change money. When I see her they rob that old lady, I know that banker man is Satan. When I see your Grenadian suffering, only thief and night them bullet pushing, I must say all of them man is Satan. Satan running the country, Satan in the treasury, they robbing everybody, in parliament I see. Satan running the country, Satan in the treasury.
Yes, that's the man, African teller. Yes. I want to ask Hudson just a question now. Hudson, you ready? You ready for us, Hudson?
It's coming in now.
It's coming in now? Well, you know, Louis, I want you to talk a little bit about yourself and what you do this morning before we move any further. Tell us about Event to Be and what Event to Be does. And what is the inspiration behind Event to Be and all the things that Event to Be does?
Event to Be started off as being an event specialist company that helps coordinate, plan, execute events, whether or not I do host it myself or hired by a corporation, individual, organization to do such events. And then given the fact that I started doing that, I then realized that publicity was a key factor in events, and hiring someone to do that was costly. And given my personality, I said, why not? I'm going to self-learn. I did a lot of reading. I connected with a lot of people in the industry that was doing, at the time, radio. So people like Kerry Mullins out of, memory block there, 105.5 FM. And even back then we had, Mr. Barbados. Hudson, help me out.
Alex Witt.
Alex, yes. So Alex was a mentor to me, Alex Witt, because he realized my potential in the cultural tourism. And he used to always had an open door to go onto his show, promote my events, sat down and did breakfast. Hudson, I'm sure you were part of those breakfasts we did on, what street? Yes. Finch and Dufferin, was it at the restaurant there?
Yeah, it's somewhere on Finch and Dufferin. Finch and him now. Finch and man, but it's off Finch on going on the east side.
Yeah, Golden. I can't remember what the name of the restaurant. Yeah.
You're
So
correct.
through him, I developed, so having these icons, experts who've been doing it for years, I learned from them. So Carrie, you know, and then those two was actually Carrie and Alex. So I had the instructions from on the reggae and then instruction from the calypso, the Caribbean, because Alex was from Barbados and Carrie is from Jamaica. I ended up working with Carrie and developing my skills. And then after that, they started recommending me to other people to work for them. And at one time, people thought I was Jamaican because I was handling I was handling the major Jamaican festivals and events, and I still continue to do so because of that relationship with Carrie and Alex. And then it evolved from there. And as you know, COVID came along, and voila, I had to say, well, people are not doing events anymore. And then I was recuperating, as you know, from my surgery. You know, and said, okay, I have to do things differently. And part of my realization, I was taking care of people for all these years, but I was forgetting about myself. So it came down to self-care. I decided to launch my own line.
Yes, tell us a little bit about that one.
Yes.
Yes, that would be my next question. So go ahead, right into it.
And it's still the same event to be, but then I added the name wellness to it. Because that's where my brand was already established as event to be. So why not just add the wellness, and it's about me and helping others. And again, through information and events. So then I combined the two together, but and just working along with that. I have a website, I have products, I'm testing it out, getting great feedback, but I'm still not where I should be because of my setback, which I believe I needed to have that setback. And I'm just working my way of learning and doing my marketing so that when we get back to a more comfortable state of mingling with each other, I will be ready for both aspects of event to be and the event to be wellness, and they could work coexist together. But always my dream aspirations when I left Grenada was always to work, even before I knew about the internet, was to be on Grand Anse Beach with a coconut in my hand, my feet well greased in coconut oil or Vaseline, whatever it may be, lying on the beach and working from there. At the time, I thought I was going to do it with a phone, meaning making calls. But now, once you have Wi-Fi, it's possible.
Amen.
So, so now I have even looked at that. I spoke to my family and say, hey, I'm pivoting. You know, I'm going to be 50 in the next couple of years. It's time for me to go back to my motherland and restart me, because I've been in this country for so long and we've taken so much toxins because this is not our land, right? The foods we eat, the people we deal with, it's time for me to go home. And that's what I'm planning on eventually, you know, doing both. Because as you know, once you have, this is my personal take, once you become sick, or become ill or have any health issues in North America, and this put you on medication, if you're not able to get rid of it within 5 years, you're stuck. And therefore, when you're ready to retire, you're afraid to go home because you know the healthcare system is not really as great. So you have that fear, oh, what has happened? I have no fear. I'm going to drink enough coconut water, taking the sulfur spring baths because it said what it's good for, and eating enough oil and a lot of walking and drinking lots of our spring water. I take it as Grenada is the hidden Eden, That's where, if anybody's looking for Eden, that's where it is in Grenada. Okay, let me just make this clear. It's in actually St. Patrick's. That's where it's all. That's where it is.
Tex is in St. Patrick's, eh?
It's in St. Patrick's.
It's in River Sally, to be exact.
Yeah. Yes. God put everything there in St. Patrick's, Grenville area in a cluster. It's right there. And I'm sticking to it.
The Eastern Paradise. That's what they call it, eh? That's what they call it, Eastern Paradise. Everybody, Eastern Paradise. That's where it is. Rainbow City.
So as you can see, event to be is also about me, the Louise that everybody knows. People say, well, what's the difference? Actually, there's no difference. Louise is event to be. Event to be is Louise.
Louise. All right. All in a nutshell.
And I just help, and I happen to help because I get fulfillment in using my skill sets to help in businesses and entrepreneurs. As you know, how we've connected was through Caribbean Tales. You were building Gemfm, you needed content. You didn't delve into the film aspect. I thought it's a perfect fit because we all love films or movies.
Say it how I say it. Say it how I say it.
I'm sorry?
Say film, how I say it. Say it how I don't say it. Film.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it took me a long time when I came to Canada to say that word. Even the word mall, because when we look at it, we say mall. And people used to say, what are you talking about? Yeah, we're going out to the mall. And I go, what do you mean? I said, look, M-A-L-L, because our pronunciation, right? So anyways, that's me.
In a nutshell.
I deliver, I go above and beyond. I'm friendly, I'm professional, and I'm caring, and I'm a child of God.
Amen to that. Well, I talk about child of God. We have one here that is fully Holy Ghost filled, water baptized, and she happened to be on this show and on Gemfm because of her gift. Yes. Tex Warren, I normally do a nighttime show called Midnight Train. And every night, as clockwork, at 11 o'clock, my show starts 10. And at 11 o'clock, Tex will put my unique prayer on my Facebook page in the live. Now, understand that Tex and I was never friends. I don't know where Tex came from, but every night this lady will drop this prayer on my live. Yeah? So one night, she dropped the prayer, and I read it again, as always reading the prayer, because I was curious who the person was, and this prayer always resonated with me, I just love it. And so I read that one that night, and he spoke to me. And I said, Tex, are you there? That person gone long time, 3 times, Tex gone. So one day I said, let me just go search up this person on Facebook and see who it is. So I saw the person, and I called the person named Tex on the Facebook page. I called, and she said, I'm in a meeting right now. I will talk to you next time. So I said, okay, fine. Next time I call back, I'm in Bible study. I said, okay, fine. You can't talk right now. And Louis and Hudson, I am having lunch one day. Yeah? And the Spirit said to me, go call Tex now. I say, for what? I'm going to have my lunch. I ain't going to call nobody. He said, no. So I'm sitting there talking to God now. Having this guy, and this guy asked me, who are you talking to? I said, talking to God. He asked me, I think I'm going crazy now, because I'm talking, having this conversation back and forth with God, So I said, okay. I pick up my phone and I call Tex. This phone ring for about 6 or 8 times. Nobody should be able to. I'm about to hang up and he say, oh my God. And I said, no, it is. Excuse me. She said, yes, the guy from Gemfm. I said, okay, relax. Just an ordinary guy, no problem. I said, look what happened. I was having my lunch, and God asked me to call you and offer you to come and pray with me. You do your unique prayer in the morning with me. She said, me? I said, yes, it's you. Who else I'm talking to? I'm talking to you. Who can you come in the morning to do the unique prayer? That's the Wednesday, Thursday. And just before I hung up, he said, give her own show. I said, give her own show. I said, Tex, he asked me to give you your own show. So get a name for your show tonight, Saturday night at 8 o'clock. He said, I can do 8 o'clock. I said, 8:30. She said, no. She said, I have Bible study. Only finished 9:30 then. So 9:30 she came on, 9:30 Wednesday, and 1 year and a half later, Tex is still here. From Monday to Saturday, Tex is here, and even on Sunday, she's here on Gemfm. She have now 5 shows that she oversees. She have the financial show Thursdays, Tuesdays and Fridays from 12 to 1. She has talking text every day from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. She have Wednesday night show Heart to Heart. She has Tuesday night with the marriage counseling show that we have. She co-hosting that with me, and then she which other one she have? So
Did you
she
mention intimacy?
Intimacy in marriage. Yes, and she have intimacy in worship every morning. But I started off this show, and with Tex as usual, she came on. And one morning I said, Tex, you're taking over from this morning. I'm gonna go to work, so you're gonna run the show. And I just left her to do the show in the morning. Just leave her next morning, and now she has changed. I changed the name. I can't give a name for the show because I'm off the show already. I just come in the morning, set them up, and gone. So it just be get your praise on. And she came out and said, give me a name for your show and I'll put it up. Intimacy in Worship. So she brought in, not only her now, she brought in Olivet, and then she brought in some ladies from Trinidad, and she have the people from Kenya. She have Kenya, Jamaica. She have all the
people. And I think one in the States.
And one in the States, yes.
I think so.
States as well. Yeah, the past.
Yeah.
So she have a whole entourage, and she ran that whole operation. So Gemfm and Tex, if you see Gemfm, you see Tex next to it. Tex Gemfm. So you might change your last name, not to a Mitchell, but just to Tex. So Tex, so this morning I wanted to read your unique prayer for us for today.
Good morning, my unique prayer. It says, self-discipline and ambition must work to a developed mindset to move forward in life. Ability and determination will bring you there. Get up and keep moving despite your condition. So despite of how you feel, get up and move. That's one of the good morning, my unique prayer.
Yes. So that is
my unique prayer started in 2000, and I got discouraged because of what leaders have said about it. And then when the Lord told me to start back in 2016, it was not good, but he says, you have to do it. And I held on despite of my condition. I held on to the good morning, my unique prayer. It brings healing to me. And every night is not something that I sit down to set up to write. It just inspired words by God. I have no take in it. I'm just the author. Amen. My husband is the one that edit. And then this how this prayer go out every single night.
Yes. So that is Tex Manwaring here. And that's how she ended up on Gemfm. So if you want to know why Tex and Gemfm, this is how she ended up here. And that is the uniqueness about God. He chose him. So let's go back to Hudson George. Before we do Hudson George, can you speak now so we can hear you?
Yeah, man.
All right.
I'm using my phone now.
Victoria God.
No. I think my laptop. I switch my my earpiece. So I guess. So I'm using a phone.
Okay.
You could hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes.
So Hudson George, you here with us this morning. You on your poster have your special guests on our posters that we have with me and Tex in it.
Well,
and,
I'm a regular, you know what I mean? But before.
Yes. So we are talking about the Victoria Bus. And for those people there's a lot of people out there who want to know more about the Victoria Bus. They're asking me about the Victoria Bus. So now you're here. Tell them how you come up with this Victoria Bus rhythm and the whole lyrics. Why Victoria Bus? Why Victoria? Why couldn't be Louis?
I will tell you the story behind Victoria Bus. But before I get to the story of Victoria Bus, Louis, okay, after when I finish, I'll go to what Louis. Victoria Bus. Now, basically, I'm a creative person. Right? I born in Hermitage, but when I become a grown-up teenager, a grown-up teenager is 18, 19, 17, 18, 19. I used to always have like a $20. $20, nothing more. You get a $20 when you go up in Hermitage is agriculture. So if you go in the land, you do your banana, pick up the nutmeg for your parents, they give you $20.
Yes.
Right? And then my older sisters and them used to give me money too. So $20 was a lot of money for a teenager. So what I used to do, somehow I like to travel from St. Patrick area to St. George, but nowhere else but the western side. But I don't know why I was doing that. I do that for many years of my life. And I find when I pass in there, I like the breeze, you sleep in. I go into Sutters and take that bus. When I leave home, I teach, I go Sutters. I take my bus and I go in on the western side. I did that all my life, almost once a week. If I don't have anything doing like a regular walk, I want to do it. So by doing that, I was always writing. When I go in, I always have my paper in my pocket because I don't learn like everybody, you know. When I went to school, I didn't learn to get A and A plus. I was not a crammer in school. Crammers do well, but they have no memory. So I won't call myself a A student. I learn on my own, and I never take notes in school. I learn by keywords. So if you learn by keywords, you don't forget what you know. Somebody might get an A plus, but if you ask them what they know 2 weeks later, they don't know. So anyway, so I always writing. I had I have a poem right now. I ride the bus from Hermitage from St. Patrick to St. George. But the poem said nobody know if I'm a writer. But that is where I get my vibes. I have the poem and now I published it already in book. Right now I have 4 collections of small with poems to put in a big make a book with that 4 small books of poems to make it into a bigger book. That's what I want to do this year. So anyway, going back to the Victoria bus now. When I come to Canada, I was writing. So when I reach here, I go in George Brown College and do creative writing.
Okay.
So my first teacher was a man what used to be the editor of the Globe and Mail, and Toronto Star.
Okay.
A man named Hugh Thompson. And the man told us he was a lawyer. But he don't want to be a lawyer. He tell us lawyers not good people. So I asked him why. He said his great-grandfather was a lawyer.
Yeah.
His grandfather was a lawyer. His father was a lawyer. And they sent him and study law.
That's great for you, man.
And they own a law firm.
Yeah.
He said he worked for 6 months and he told his dad and his grandfather, his father and grandfather, he don't want to do that for a living.
Mm-hmm.
They tell him he go beg bread. And he is like a no good. He don't keep up the family way of life. Hello? You hearing me?
Yeah, we hearing you.
So he told his father he's going to go back to school. Those days, Rice was not a university yet, was a polytechnic college.
Yes.
The man told us he went back to Rice and do journalism. And he became a journalist. And he never practiced law, but he is a lawyer. He said lawyers are not good people. That's what he told us. So anyway, I do my first creative writing course. Then I do more. And one day they offer me more school. When the program done, you have to do 6 courses in creative writing, and then you get a certificate from the George Brown. Mm-hmm. So after I finished that, other teacher or lecturer, you call them, told me to come back to school. I said, no, I'm not going to school. I used to be a turnkey at the airport, at the immigration center. Going to the jail, carrying people for immigration hearing. That was my job. But how I get a job? Somebody told me City Hall looking for people to work. Security guard, and I go there. Those days the company was Pinkerton. The government make a deal with Pinkerton Security, American company. So I go and apply. And one of if they asked me if I had a military training, and I say yes. Where? I say Grenada. But it's the truth.
Yes, it is.
So yeah.
They asked me who trained me. I told them I was in the army. I put what army? What instruction? I said, well, yeah, part of it was Cuban kind of military. I just tell them the truth and they give me a job. And I work at the airport and then they give us small tests and you live in military already. So it was easy. Then they send me and do the jail run. When refugees coming from China, Tiananmen Square, we pick them at the airport, we bring them for immigration hearing, and we keep them in the holding center by the airport. And I used to do the jail run for people who come here, immigrants. They don't take out citizens, but them is permanent resident, and they commit a crime.
Yeah.
So if they make 4 or 5 years in jail, they review them. And if the judge say, maybe we go give them a next chance, they let them go. If the crime was too big, they send them back. I used to transport people like that. So I told them people in the judge, I don't want no school again. I walk in. And one day a lady called me in the liberal arts. And she told me that is how black men does think. Go home and think again. And if you want, come back. She said, don't think like the regular black guy. Go home, think again. And make up your mind. So one day, I tell myself, it is, I'll go back. I went back to Judge Brown again. I do a two-year program, arts and science. When I finished, they asked me if I want to be a community worker. I said, I don't know what I want. I live I go in Grenada, I spent 6 months. I used to go in Shango with Medellin. You know the Shango lady named Medellin?
Yes.
I used to go in Shango, I just live and I go in Grenada. I don't know what make me doing that. I go, all the way to Shango I go. Then one day she asked them, where the style guy come out? They tell her he come in Canada from Hermitage. I know Shango, but I used to go. She said, make sure you leave food for him. So I used to get food. I go Shango, when I come back up, my mother tell me go to school again. I go to school again. And then I went to York. So at York now I get to know Alex Witt.
Yes, that's how we met when you were going at York.
Right. And Alex Witt now used to invite me on the radio station.
That's why I first
to talk about like how John invite me. What going on in the Caribbean hut? And we had discussion, and then I used to make music too. But what happened? Even from doing the creative writing, one of the lecturers at the George Brown take me to Ryerson Radio to read stories on a life rattle. He said, Hudson, write some stories. We go life rattle and read stories. But Louis, do you know that Alex Witt is the father of DeGrasse?
Of course, yes.
DeGrasse, the Canadian runner.
Yes, because many times after breakfast, he used to drive me home, and he used to on the way, I knew at the time where they were living.
Okay.
Yeah, he's DeGrasse.
Yes.
DeGrasse is his son.
Yes.
But Alex was the person who had many, many degrees.
Yes.
Because he told me after he finished York, that was long before us. He was a school teacher, and he said he become some counselor for the school.
Yes.
But he told me he used to take course at York. Just take a course, take a course. And one day they call him and say, Mr. Wade, come and graduate again. So he had a lot of degrees.
Yes, lifelong learning. He loved that.
It's a good point, you say. You raise Alex Wade. Because when I deal with Grenadian people, and I deal with other island people, I find they were ahead of Grenadian in a lot of ways. You hear me?
Yes, we are. We still
And
want to
Louis-
know about the Victoria bus, but we're
Okay,
getting
we're
there.
going into the Victoria bus now.
Yes.
So, well, I always writing my little thing. I used to be in a group called the Poets. And we used to be reading poems and things. We bring George Lamin in Canada, George Lamin, the writer. And then we had a group, but most of the people in the group were older people than me. And when we were so organized that when Black speakers come, we pick one member of the group to go read poems.
Yes.
I remember once Stokely Michael or Kwame Tori came to Christy Park or Christy Pitt School.
Chrissy Pitts.
And they sent me to read poems there. So I always had poems, I was writing. When Livingston Nelson came to Canada,
Yes.
I the first person make Livingston Nelson hold a mic.
Okay.
I bring him to Poets. You could ask him when you see.
Well,
So anyway,
yes,
I was doing this
Victoria
thing.
bus. Yes.
So and the Victoria bus. Don't worry. That's the whole point about the Victoria bus.
Okay, the Victoria bus now. I had some money in my pocket. Extra money, about $1,200 Canadian money. But I went to a soccer show one night at Runnymede and St. Clair. That's the biggest soccer show from Grenada I ever been to. And Inspector was performing there. So when he done, I said, Spec, you have some song for sale. I will sell you some songs. His poems I just do. So he tell me, all right, he go buy. I say, anything you have, I will sell them some for you. But maybe I will say, Spec, you maybe you'll give me a money for the songs. And perhaps I will sell it for cheap too. So 2 young girls come. Why is me and Specky talking? As the deal maybe will not take place. This girl tells Specky, let's go with them. And Specky gone. When I meet an ex-brethren from Grenada, he does sing Kaiso. Johnny Moran. He tell me, he know I have a studio. A Grenadian guy a studio. He making music there, so let me go. And I go down by Radford Studio.
Ah, Mr. Etienne, yes.
And I record about 8 songs. And I call the album Everybody Looking for Something.
Yes.
And I record Victoria Bus on it.
Yes.
So Victoria Bus, the song was since I'm a teenager riding on Western side. So to make the song catchy, I can say I'm riding on Hermitage bus. I'm riding on Sutter's bus. We grew up in a culture of satire.
Yes.
Double meaning.
Yes.
So I said Victoria Bus and it worked well.
Yes.
And one day a lady from Sutter's tell me she go cut my foot. When I say Sutter's, Rose Hill.
Rose Hill, okay.
She tell me I like your song, but why you didn't say Rose Hill Bus? So the song is Victoria Bus. That is how the song came out about. I riding on Victoria Bus. But you could take it how you want. And a double minute for people to take it how they want.
Yes.
So you can give us a zigwa so we could just interpret how we want.
I give you something to take it how you want.
All right.
And
Well,
it is part of our culture.
thank you so much, Hudson George,
Yeah.
for the history. You can give us a lot of information there that
I know,
that
I
that I
know.
didn't know about. So I get it. But I study constitutional law. I want to be a lawyer, but not to be a lawyer to practice law, just to help people out, with immigration and stuff like that. Was my main reason for doing the law. Because I see where I live in the community where I live here, there always been some black person in trouble. Always, I remember one night, they raid the bar, and nobody come to me. Pastor, could you help me? Could you help me? And I had to help do the immigration form. So many of those people, I found out a lot of them was married to women that just dumb them, but they had work permits, and the next thing was just to get the permanent residence. So I asked them for the file number and everything like that, and I investigated it more and more, and then I write a letter up and I finished the new form for them, and they went in and they got their papers, So and then I'll get my lawyer to do his stamp on it for them and stuff like that. And she said, why you don't go and study law and help come work for me? So when I do the law course and everything like that, and I come back out and start helping people in the community and stuff, I even got some people to take the this famous lawyer from Grenada here, to take back the papers from him and give him up, because every time we'll call them, I want $500, I want $200, I want $300, and he's not doing nothing for them. For years, people have the people of this guy. So I end up taking over this stuff for them, and they go in and they get within 30 days, they get a reply from immigration, and eventually got the papers. So some lawyers are good, yeah? Not all of them are bad.
Well, I guess the man, that lecturer, he calling us to be a journalist.
Yeah.
He didn't have the killing instinct for law.
Yeah. A lot of
And
times.
he said journalism make him happy. He didn't want to be a lawyer.
Yes.
Lawyers are crooks.
Yes. A lot of times people are forced into profession by the parents
because of his family.
Yeah, the parents they couldn't be a doctor, they couldn't be a judge, they couldn't be whatever, and they could impose on their children. Some children are very good storytellers. They could tell stories, they could be performers, they could be whatever. But because the parents didn't get to be a lawyer, they didn't get to be the doctor, they wanted children to become that. But every child born with their own gifting, yeah, and that should be allowed. Children should be able to find their own way, their own path, and do their own thing their way. Because once you're forced into something, you're never happy. You're always searching, and there's always a calling inside of you to bring me out. Come, let me out. And you have this lawyer blocking you. You have this doctor blocking you. You have this thing, but you want to be a storyteller. You want to be an actor. You want to be an actress, and this is what you need to give to the world. But you're living your parents' dream. Yeah, I recognize that many years ago, and I read a book called Live Your Life on Purpose by Dr. Miles Monroe, On Purpose for a Purpose, that make mention of a young man who lived his life through his father's lens. And one day he got an award, and he said, Daddy, this award is for you. He said, no, that's for you. So I said, no, I live my life for you. I become a doctor for you. This is what you wanted. What I wanted to be was a musician. Yeah? So after he got this big award and everything, he was very successful, he went on to study music. Well, we have a special guest today, Andrea W. Dell. She is here with us. And before I go any further with that, I'll introduce one of the Paul King Douglas pieces I have lined up for us here today. Here it is. This one called Papa God.
My child, is not so Papa God make man. Papa God never make man bad, so sit down, let me tell you how Papa God make man. Papa God step out onto space and he look around and he say, I feeling lonely, I go make me a world. And as far as the eye of Papa God could see, darkness cover everything, blacker than 1,000 midnights down in a cocoa field. Then Papa God smile, and the light break, and the darkness roll up on one side, and the light stand up shining on the next. And Papa God say, that good, that really good. Then Papa God reach out and take the light in his hand. And he fashioned that light into a shining ball. And he put that ball blazing in the heavens. And he called that ball the sun. And the light that was left over from making the sun, Papa God gather it up in his hand and he fling it against the darkness, sparkling the night with the moon and a million stars. And down between the darkness and the light, Papa God pelt the world. And Papa God said, that good, that really good. Then Papa God stepped down, and the sun was on his right hand, and the moon was on his left. The little stars circled round his head, and the earth was below his foot. Then Papa God walked, and he walked, and he walked, and as Papa God walked, his footsteps hollowed the valleys, flattened out the plains, and pushed up the mountains. And Papa God said, that good, that really, really good. Then Papa God stopped and looked wrong, and he see that the earth was hot and barren. So Papa God stepped over to the edge of the world and he spit out the 7 seas. He blinked his eye on the lightning flash. He clapped his hand on the thunder roll and the cool, clean water come down. Yes, that cool, cool water come down. And Papa God smiled. And Papa God said, that good, that really good. Then the green grass grew, and the little roses blossom. The cocoa tree spread out the hand, and the nutmeg tree pointed finger straight up in the sky. Them little lake cuddle in the hollow of the ground, and the rivers rush down to the sea, and Papa God smile. And when Papa God smile, the rainbow come and curl around his shoulder. And Papa God say, man, that good. That really good. Then Papa God raised up his hand and he waved it and he said, let there be life. And before Papa God could put down his hand, the fish and the fowl, the beasts and the birds swim the rivers and the seas, roam the fields and the woods, and beat the air with their wings. And Papa God said, that good, that really good. Then Papa God stopped and he looked wrong. At all that he make. He look at the sun blazing in the heavens. He look at the moon and all the little stars. He look at the earth and all the living creatures. And Papa God say, I'm lonely. So Papa God sit down to think. At the foot of a big tall mountain, Papa God sit down to think. And he think. And he think, and he think. Then Papa God say, aha, I know what I gonna do. I gonna make me a man. So down to the river Papa God gone, if you see him. And Papa God bend down. And he pick up a handful of mud, of soft, oozy, slimy mud. And on the bank of the river, Papa God kneel down. Yes, that same Papa God who make the sun and put it blazing in the heavens. That same Papa God who make the moon and all the little stars. That same Papa God who make the earth and all the living creatures. That same Papa God, like a mommy bending over a baby. He kneel down in the dust and take that slimy mud and fashion it. Yes, he fashioned it into his own image and likeness. And into it he breathed the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And man was beautiful, my child. Yes, man was beautiful.
Wow, that was Paul King's Douglas, one of the best storytellers of our times. Well, today we have a special guest on Gemfm this morning. Yes, it's still morning, not afternoon yet. Her name is Andrea Del Cita Wright. I hope I get the last part right. um, and I would let Louise do the introduction, seeing as Louise, my co-host, my new phone co-host, and always partner of mine, friend of mine, um, to introduce Andrea Del Cita Wright. Good morning, Del Cita.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, beautiful, and wonderful.
Thank you. That's nice to know. I am good myself.
Great. Well, let my friend Louise and you have the go at this. Louise?
Yes. Thank you. Pleasure to meet you, Andrea. By
Can you
any
get the
chance, are you able to have video connection?
Yes, man. I'm about to do so. I'm a little bit domesticated in the morning here, so
Okay, no problem.
I have
So
my life. But I'm about to do so.
you do you while I do what I need to do here on my end here.
I
So
think. Let me connect with you from another phone, please.
Okay, go
no
ahead.
problem.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Louise. Go ahead, Louise.
So in the meantime, I will introduce her while she makes that connection. All right. Andrea Del Cita, her stage name, right? She's one of the Caribbean's most witty and enchanting theater comedians. She returns to the stage this Sunday, February the 13th, the brink of Valentine. And I will just wait when she comes back in and she can go into further details, introducing herself to her new audience. And I'm sure some of our listeners are quite familiar with Del Cita Wata. I'm not sure I'm saying it with the correct pronunciation, but it's all good. We are one Caribbean, and I will be forgiven for that. So this coming Sunday, virtual with her Canadian friends will be performing, and here is an opportunity for us to learn about it and also to know about Andrea Wright herself and the great work that she does within Jamaica as a counselor. So we just wait for her as she comes on that.
All right.
Text. Hudson. Done.
Yeah, okay.
You'll have to
Oh,
get
that's fine. That's fine.
Just go turn off your radio.
No,
I think I've left.
perfect. Now there is only one. It will sound much better. So please go ahead.
Right here.
Tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to this audience of Gemfm.
Okay. Hi, audience of Gemfm. How are you doing? Hi, host. How are you doing? Oh, that Papa God poem was heavenly. It really was heavenly. Very creatively done. Yes, my name is Andrea Wright. This is me. If I remove my glasses, you see two big eyes, right? All the better to see you with. I am from Jamaica. I'm from Clarendon in Jamaica. You know, Jamaica has 14 parishes, and I had to be from one of them. So I am from Upper Clarendon, where we have lots of citrus. Well, not much so anymore, as many persons are no longer into farming, they're into driving, right? So they have put on the fork and the shovel and the cutlass, and they decide to use the steering wheel instead. We can't eat the cars, but you know, it allows us to floss and all them something and look good and all them something. You understand? That is where our priorities have been twisted. All right. So hopefully one day we will know that it's very important to grow what we eat and eat what we grow, you know, in droves, not just a few persons in the farm, but all of us need to do that. So that's me. I'm also a guidance counselor. I've worked in several high schools, very technical, Mayday High, Dintil Technical, Charlemont High, Westwood High. Yes, I've done a lot of psychosocial guest speaking myself, you know, and comedic presentations. And foremost, I'm an actress, and they say I'm the queen of comedy in Jamaica. You say not me, all right? I try my best. That's it. That's it. That's it. So that's the synopsis of me. As was said this weekend, you know, I was just talking to a gospel artist, and we are saying, oh gosh, the people are so tired of online presentations. They want face-to-face. They want to see us on stage. They want the adrenaline rush, you know, that you get. They want the real pure laughter. But once again, we're going to go on stage this weekend, and it's going to be virtual. So I'm appealing to persons, come and join us. Come for the entertainment, come for the fun. Delcita will be there. Devon will be there. Letna Allen, known as the Canadian Miss Lou. Letna. You know, Letna was my co-worker at one point in time. We worked at the Heart NTA, where I was an IT trainer. And Letna is always fun. Letna is a whole bunch of fun. You know, when you cut a bunch of banana from the tree and it looks very good, and you know, so you can't eat long out of it, so you can give some to your neighbors and so. That is Letna. Letna is a whole bunch all by herself. You know, some persons who you can't stop their joy. That is Letna. You can't stop Letna's joy. So when you're there, you look sad and all that sort of thing. Letna will look at you and say, what do you? What's wrong with you? Come on, man. You know, and we also have in musical presentations. So it's not just theatrical, it's also musical. We'll have Mel Dubé, Canada's own songstress. She is good. The infusion that she comes with is different, and we're gonna love that. And that is why it's almost like a concert presentation tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I said 6. I never said the Jamaican 7 or the Jamaican 8. I said 6. 6. All right.
Oh,
and
Caribbean, no Caribbean time. No Caribbean time.
And finally, we'll have Captain Love, that handsome male nurse. Yes, I'm sure the women are going to be happy to see that handsome face on their screen, crooning some musical notes. All right. So it's an entire package. Tickets are available at delcitadesk.com. And in case you're not sure how Delcita is spelled, it's DELCITA. desk.com, delcitadesk.com. When you go there, you'll see the flyer that says Brink of Valentine's. You click on it and then you register. Once you register, then you make payment. I tell you why you have to register, because some persons are daunted by this registration thing. You know, we just like one thing to happen, boops and go about business. You must register because you need to capture your information. And remember, it's a link that you're getting. It's not a physical ticket that you're getting in your hand. So the link is going to come to your email. So when you purchase the ticket, go to your email and look for the link to watch the show. The link will be unique to you. You one alone. So you can't share with your family, because one I don't know get to watch it. Okay? All right. So
no. Andrea,
yes,
I do think it's quite fitting to have this production happening, especially on Sunday during Valentine's, especially what we've been experiencing.
Yeah,
it's all about our self-care, and it's an evening for that. And self-care, you know, self-care through laughter, and we all need it.
We do.
Wouldn't you say so? And can you give us some of the benefits of coming out to this wonderful show?
Chief of all, as you mentioned, and it's you're so right, self-care. And a lot of us, we negate self-care these days because we find ourselves in a frenzy where we're trying to get this done, trying to get that done. We watch the news, we get stirred, we get stressed, we get fatigued. And when is this gonna end? And what are we going to do now? And oh, I have this Zoom meeting to do. Oh, right? And all that sort of thing. So we need to settle down at some point in time and entertain ourselves. And that is the best self-care of all. So it doesn't mean that you need anybody to enjoy this particular package that we have for you, 6 o'clock this Sunday. You alone can carry one glass of wine and put up your foot, as Jamaicans would say, cock up your foot. Yeah, you put up your foot and you enjoy the entertainment, because it will be theatrical acting, theatrical performances, as some persons would say, and you're gonna have music. And then Delcita, Delcita, when she broke out in a fairway, and of course, with Letna and Devon in his poetry and so forth. So just come, just spend a little money for yourself, because sometimes what I find with some persons is we rather give to people than to give to ourselves. Yeah. And most of the times, these persons who give of themselves to others, they are the ones who are deprived. And you say, then how that the product person, they always a give so. Then he realize that he need to give to himself too. And I know such a kind lady. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Just this week, I posted a tribute to a teacher on my page. That lady, oh my God, when I used to attend school, she cared for everybody. I remember her, she would stand at the principal's office for a long time, for long periods, just to wait for him to finish several meetings, not one, just to tell him about a student who is having a challenge and to see how it can be resolved, whether it is no lunch, no bus fare, not being able to pay their external exam fee, such a something. And she has paid, she was never married, never ever. And I would want to believe that she went back home a virgin. Want to believe. Notice I say want to believe. That's my disclaimer, right? and she retired. And when I heard that she was going to retire, I said to myself, Lord Jesus, this lady is going to retire. Teaching is her life. Because when you're in a school system, you get to socialize and you see so many students per day. And not only did she retire alone, she retired away from the community that she lived in all her life, all her adult life. Because when she graduated from college, based on the history, she landed a job at the high school and she never moved. She became one of the founding members of the school in terms of so many developmental activities. You understand? And she gone, and to think that she was, when I was told that she died, I felt so sad because she's part of my childhood, she's part of my teenage development, growth and development. But to think now, I was talking to somebody else yesterday now, and she said she died in a golden age home, a very sad person. And I'm Jesus Christ, I feel so bad. I really feel so bad. I said, somebody who is so altruistic, how nobody recognized? Why am I telling you this story? People, sometimes we put up the money in the bank and we keep looking back at it and say, oh, it look nice. May have 5,000 and it look pretty. May have 100,000. Wow, watch me reach millionaire now. And we do nothing. We do nothing for ourselves. We don't make any preparation. We don't try to laugh. We do nothing to entertain ourselves. We do nothing to engage our psychological health. And that is so bad, so bad. So I'm asking persons for tomorrow, treat yourself. It's like theatrical ice cream, all right? Come and taste of the entertainment.
Yes, and treat someone in the community that you know is doing well.
Thank you. It can be a gift, a Valentine's gift. Valentine's is not just about having a partner and being in love. Valentine's should be about, and is about showing love. So if you know of somebody who would really like this piece of entertainment, buy them a gift. Go to delcitadesk.com, register for the brink of Valentine's. It's $19.99 Canadian, $15.99 US.
It's very cost effective.
Very cost effective. Thank you. Very
very cost effective. And the great thing about it, it's in the middle of winter. Currently, when I looked at my phone, it was minus 13 degrees. Guess what? I don't need to leave to dress up and go outside. It's in the comfort of being home.
Certainly. So we say, so we invite you, we're inviting you today that you spend that 19.99 Canadian or that 15.99 US or that 12.99 pounds and come and entertain yourself, man. Come and just sit and get lost into what we're doing. All right?
Thank you. It's good for mental health.
Wow.
So
It
people, please, tomorrow, for more information, they can visit Andrea Wright's page. Can you just mention it again?
All right. So if you want to get more information and look at the flyers and all that goes into promos, by the way, it's sponsored by Jamaica National Canada. Jamaica National Canada, thank you so much. JN Money, thank you much for your sponsorship. And also the Caribbean Camera in Canada as well. Thank you so much, Caribbean Camera. Visit my Instagram page at Delcita Coldwater. At Delcita Coldwater Instagram. Go there, follow me, and look at the information. Or on Facebook, Andrea Delcita Wright. Facebook, Andrea Delcita Wright. Or if you just want to go and buy right away, I want to see you buy right away. Go to delcitadesk.com, go register, click the flyer, Brink of Valentine, and buy your ticket. I'm looking forward so much to see you. And if I don't see you, you'll be there. I know you'll be there. Come on, man, and enjoy yourself.
Andrea, on the behalf of Gemfm, John Callis, Hudson George, Tex Warren, and myself, Louis Noel Ambrose of Event to Be, we thank you for being here, and we look forward to upcoming opportunities where you'll be back.
Certainly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are gems. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Blessings.
Only
Have a good rest of weekend. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
All right. Nice. What a lady. Yes? What a lady. You know, a lot of times you have artists and performers like this who have made a mark. And you know something interesting she said about the lady? Her contribution to society and just died. Nobody really gave homage to her. A lot of times Caribbean people will do it a lot. People who have sacrificed and give of themselves never really get some plaque, a street name after them or anything like that. They just die and that's it. They just die. And nobody pays attention, homage to them. And I think paying tribute to someone who have contributed to society, a woman who stood up outside the principal office just to wait on him to give information of a student who needed help. That's a lot, you know? And I think we have to pay more attention to people like that in our communities. So on this Valentine's weekend, share the love, yeah? Share the love. And, you know, I am very much into, not Valentine himself, but sharing love, you know, all over. So I want to play another piece before we move into anything else. And I know Hudson will love this piece. And Tex gonna love it too. This one called Jumbi.
Okay.
Spirits.
What is Jumbi?
Don't be afraid to laugh. They always have one in every audience. Now, I don't want you all to get frightened. But you see, jumbies, duppies, and spirits is part of the folklore too. So if I got to talk about Percy and Tanty Merle and the boys, I had to talk about jumbies, duppies, and spirits. Yes, man, in the old days, on a moonlight night, we used to get together for old talk in the yard. And sooner or later, somebody gonna start up a ghost story. And after that is story after story after story. Now everybody frightened, but nobody ain't moving. Because if you go inside by yourself and everybody else outside in the yard, well, it's themselves you frightened. So you stay in where the crowd is.
and it's more ghost story in your tale. And when you hear it's time to finish, everybody walking in a group. And they always have somebody hiding somewhere.
Which is not
Because
good.
suddenly ball boom! And nearly give everybody heart attack. I remember my cousin to my sister that once. He dressed up in a sheet and come in the yard spinning somersaults. The girl fall down, she nearly dead. And he pick she up no balling, it's only me, it's only me. Well, it's then self, she nearly dead. Yeah, man, you can't talk about the West Indies unless you talk about zombies and duckies and spirits. In some islands like Jamaica, they just call them ducky. In other islands like Grenada and Trinidad, Eastern Caribbean, they just call them zombie. In other islands, they just call them spirit. But no matter what you call them, when it comes to them kind of thing, they have no place in the world could beat the West Indies. Nowadays, all you're only talking about Spider-Man and the Hulk and the Bulk and things like that. But do you ever hear about Laja Bless? No, Laja Bless is the devil woman. And she always wearing a big hat to cover her face and a long dress down to the ground to hide her foot. Because Laja Bless have one good foot and one cow foot. And nowadays, I hear they're wearing pantsuit. So look to your left and look to your right. You might be sitting down next to Laja Bless. Yes, man, Laja Bless, bad man, they dress up pretty and stand up on the side of the road at night. And you know how man like to interfere with woman already. And as soon as them man stop to talk to Laja Bless, she gone with them. Next day you find them over some precipice with their neck break.
Good.
Now, my grandmother Rosie tell me how one day rain was falling and she was inside the house. And she heard these people come on the veranda to shelter the rain. Well, she said she had looked outside to see who it really was. But later on, when she checked the veranda, all she sees a set of mud and some cow footprint all over the place was Laja Bless that was sheltering the rain. Yes, sir, you got to watch out for them Laja Bless, you know. You might even find some of them behind your shower curtain these days. Or where you just hang up clothes in the closet. You know, they like dark places. And since they have so much electric light wrong tongue now, when T and Tech working, is there, they're hiding out in other places. So when you go home tonight, be very careful when you're hanging up your shirt.
Hey, whoa. Turn it off, John.
Oh, come on, Tex.
Is a house coat stand up there.
This is the best, man.
Then in Trinidad, they have a next one called the Dwen. Now, the Dwen is the spirit of the child who dead without getting baptized.
Yes.
And the Dwen put turn before, behind.
Yeah.
So you can't tell whether a Dwen coming or it going. And they like to come out around 6 o'clock in the evening. And they like to play with your little children and things. And they lead them children in the bush and lose them. And sometimes it's only the children could see them. So when you see your child running out the place talking and laughing to himself and playing by himself, and you see how the child's so smart and how the child's so intelligent, is Dwen he playing with.
Oh my goodness.
You just find Dwen in all kind of places, you know. By different name in Guyana, they have something like when they call the bush dai or bush day. Sometimes other spirit does play Dwen. And you would meet a little boy who looking like he lost. And you pick him up so nice and say, Sonny, I want to take you home and so on. Where you living? Next thing I hear big boys say, put me down, man, put me down. Oh, you think that bad, eh? Or you should go to Guyana. No, that is a place that have plenty zombie.
I'm not going there.
Only thing I afraid more than zombie in Guyana is mosquito. I tell you, Guyana have some mosquito. When you meet them, you have to say good morning. Yeah, man, you have to respect them mosquito in Guyana. A fella tell me they don't fly, they just take taxi. But he named Lio, so I don't really believe him. Anybody who named Lio, you can't really believe anything they tell you. Anyway, coming back to the zombie. They have a thing in Guyana called Baku. Now, the Baku is a little man in a bottle like a genie. And they say if you get this bottle and you let go the genie or the Baku will help you get any kind of thing like woman and money and land and power, anything you want. Only trouble is, once you get the Baku, it's hard to get rid of the Baku. Because who want to go back and live in a bottle? So you just have to feed the Baku all kind of banana and milk and so on and so on. Otherwise, is you sell the Baku coming and haunt. And next thing you know, all kind of things start flying on your house. Furniture moving, picture breaking, big stone falling on your roof. It's like what?
Hey, whoa, John.
Yes, sir. When things
I'll be right.
People are saying Dracula in the area.
Ty's getting scared.
So if you ever go to Guyana and you see a bottle on the ground, don't pick it up.
Don't pick it up.
Because all you're going to hear is somebody say, thank you very much. And after that is you and Baku to catch.
Oh, gosh.
But if you really want to meet some saga zombie, it's going to Grenada, St. Lucia, or Dominica. You know, them islands have a French background, and some of them change hands so much time, and the culture mix up so much, that you just get all kind of strange zombie talking French and Spanish and English and Dutch. Like the spirit of the Dutchman in Guyana. Yes, they have a white man who's a ghost in the Caribbean. Them Guyanese just call him Dutchman. Supposed to be some old Dutch planter who just give people warning when trouble coming and so on. Now, I don't know if it have more than one in Guyana. Because them Guyanese just say Dutchman. That could mean they don't say Dutchman, Dutchmens, or Dutch anything. Just Dutchman. So it could be the same one Dutchman who been haunting them for all these years. Now in Grenada now they have a thing called Mama Malade. Child. That is the spirit of the woman who died in childbirth. And the spirit always looking for the child. So on a dark night you could hear it coming down the road bawling, and when you look outside, it's gone, you gone, you know. Now, some of you bound to get catch. Because, you see, women, they're too cautious. They don't have no child, but they're looking outside to see who child cry. Now, if it's a man, I could understand that. Because man have plenty outside child. So if a man looking outside for a child, I could understand that, but not a woman. It's my cautiousness that catch them, so you see. Not the zombie, it's my cautiousness. It's like the phantom in Trinidad, or what it is called moon gazer in Guyana. Same thing. They just catch people through my cautiousness. Now they say this phantom, or moon gazer, is a tall man, about 40 foot tall. Stand up across the road with the 2 foot wide open so, spread out right across the road. And they say that anybody who passes between the legs, he just do so. And he must you up fine. But what I want to know is who's so stupid as to see a man 40 foot tall stand up across the road, go past between the foot. But you know they have some Trinidadians who get catch with that. So you could imagine the Trinidadian, hey, who put this here, boy? meet is the jumbie from St. Kitts. St. Kitts have something called rum jumbie. Now, rum jumbie is fellas who just drink endless rum. They call them rum jumbie. But I figured the whole thing out. When you drink so much rum, you're bound to see jumbie. I know a fella get ugly just by drinking rum. You know, when you take a drink of rum, you have to scrub your face off to swallow it. You must get ugly. If you do that every day, every week, for 40 years, you're bound to get ugly. So he ain't get no ugly just so. It's rum making ugly. Let's call him Uglito. And you know the Vincentians not too far behind. In St. Vincent, I asked a fella about jumbie and ghosts and things. He mumbled something about jack-o'-lantern. And he take off like you see the Barbados army coming. Now, this jack-o'-lantern thing is a set of lights them people say they just see walking about and flying at night and so on all over them trees. Firefly them didn't see things. Come bothering my head tell me it's jack-o'-lantern. Just like the UFOs in Grenada. No, you can't say that Gary ain't do nothing for culture. He introduced UFOs. So now we have Jumbie, Duppy, Spirit, and UFOs. I'm talking about UFOs. Or you ever hear about Supia, and Ligaroo, and Old Eag? That is the old woman who take off your skin and fly at night like a ball of fire across the sky. And in the morning when you wake up, you have a little mark on your neck, and all you say is hickey, all you have. Well, it's not hickey. It's Supria Ligaroo Sapoalio. In Trinidad, they call it Supria. In Guyana, they call it Old Eag, or Old Hide, or Fire Ass. I don't know how they get Fire Ass. In Grenada, they call the man the Ligaroo and the woman the Supria. But sometimes, you know, I feel these UFOs and people see. Now, as for the Jamaicans, well, you know, Jamaicans have to be different. They have something called rolling calf. Some spirit that look like this calf. And the eyes spinning around in the night and fire coming out and plenty chain clamping and things. And the Bajans not too far behind. You know, Barbados, they are very British. They have steel donkey. Not rolling calf, steel donkey. Same kind of thing like the rolling calf, except this time it's a steel donkey and it's just rolling. I say must be an industrial duppy. A fella tell me a story how once one of them take part in a horse race on the garrison. He said the race started with 9 horses, but halfway around the track, people counted 10. Was a steel donkey joined the race. Next thing, all them horses bolt, they frightened. He's telling me the steel donkey come first, but just as it crossed the line, it disappeared. But I think he lied, he named Lio too. And for those of you who like water, and like to go by the river and bathe and hang out and so on, they have plenty spirit to catch you in the water. You see, in Grenada, Trinidad, and some of the French islands, you hear people talk about Mama Glo, the goddess of the river. They say you'll see this beautiful woman on a stone in the middle of the river, combing the long hair, combing the hair. And man who try and talk to she just disappear. They say she just take them to live with she under the water. But you know man can't live under water. So I know they're dead. In Guyana they have the same thing, they just call it water muma or fair maid. And they have a man thing like the same thing in Guyana called Masakura man or Kanaima. All this is just Indian spirit, the spirit who mix up in the Guyanese. Well, then Guyanese must know what they're talking about, because when you come to river and water and things, so you can't be Guyana. But talking about water, or do you ever hear about Teshe or Kribo? Well, Teshe and Kribo is 2 water snakes. You just find them in Grenada. And they say when the Teshe hold you, it just wrap around your foot. And all you could do, you can't get away. The only thing for you to escape from the Teshe is to get a piece of dry stick and break it. Now when the Teshe hear the stick break, he thinks it's your foot break. And he will let you go. But what I want to know is where you gonna find a piece of dry stick in the middle of the river?
Oh my God.
It's like you're gonna have to break the finger instead. Anyway, break finger better than break foot. And as for the kribo, well, they say the kribo, this big snake, has come down to the river to bathe and drink water. And the kribo does have a diamond on the head, a diamond crown. And they say the kribo does take off the crown and put it down when it drinks any water. And if you ever get this crown, well, it's endless money for you because it's diamond and gold, all kind of thing the kribo have in this crown. Except they say when you teeth a kribo crown, no matter where you go, kribo follow you to get back the crown. They say, some people say, can't cross the sea and so on. But here a man thief a kribo crown once, and 20 years later the kribo catch him. What I do know about that? But you see, this kribo business have too much them say and them say and them say. When you hear story of them say, watch it. In any case, I only selling it as a bite. Me and born it no call over my eye. You know when you born it a call, a piece of skin over your eye. They say, how you see Jumbie and Doppy. And when you see dog have two spots over each eye, you see Jumbie and Doppy too. So when you go home, watch your dog. Like this neighbor of mine. This neighbor tell me how she was going home after church 5 o'clock in the morning and she bounced up a lagahu. Now a lagahu is like a werewolf, but it was because it could change into different shape and so on. So she was talking to the washer. So the washer asked she if she showed it wasn't a chain piece. No, that's the next one like the rolling car, that one you get into the dark. It had plenty chain. I tell you something, you know, the amount of chain them spirit have. One of them bound to own a hardware store. And each chain have a special song, you know. I'm sure some of them spirit that hire a tuner to tune up their chain. You could imagine a spirit gone to buy a chain and say, I want 25 yards of chain, 3 yards in B flat, 7 yards in F sharp, 5 yards in G minor, and mix up the last 5. One last spirit I will tell you all about is Papa Boa. Now, Papa Boa is the guardian of the forest. And they say he's half man, half beast. And he have a powerful like Elijah Bless. But he just protect the animals and so on. So you see how much Jumbie and Doppy and spirit we have in the West Indies? I'm not joking, you know, man, it's serious business. But you don't have to frighten. They have good spirit, and they have bad spirit, and they have things you could say to protect you from spirit. Special prayers like Loras, I can't say it. Loracion. And they say that in something in Trinidad to protect them from spirit. But that is a next story. Now, I'm not sure that everything I'm telling all you is true. I only telling you what I hear. When old people telling you, they don't tell you how why, they just tell you. So, I'm telling it as I get it. But you don't have to pray spirit, man. Just learn to pray or learn to run.
Yes, that was Paul King Douglas, and you know, it's culture morning, and we do it here nice and sweet. Louis have to leave. We're about to get out of here. My time far exceed my past time already. I know Tex have to go to Hudson George. Thank you for being here and giving us a little history lesson this morning as well. Hoping to have you back with us next Saturday again. Tex as usual with a unique prayer on Saturday morning. That would be nice to keep it going, keep it flow. And Louise will be here with us again next Saturday. And keep the vibes going. We can keep on educating, keep on liberating the minds of our people. Hudson George, I just wanted to thank you again for that piece on the lecturer and your development of your creative writing and how you actually get into it and stuff like that. And always a pleasure to have you here with us. It's always a pleasure to have you here on a Saturday morning. And I know Tex wouldn't have it any other way to have you here with her on Saturday morning as well. From time to time, we actually focus on culture and the music of the Caribbean. That's what we do here. Look a bit, no, the politics coming. Tex is not a political person. She's a spiritual person. She more get into the spiritual stuff. But we're doing culture on a Saturday morning, you know. And culture is our lives circles around our culture, our our behaviors, most of our behaviors as human beings in the Caribbean and Grenada in particular, is really cultural. You know, I think Hudson will say tribalism is a big part of our culture. Yeah, but we have that going for us, and we have the tongue and country thing with Texas from St. George, but really as a Vincentian from St. George's. You know, you need to know a little bit more about our culture and we keep our tongue, right? I will say that I could make a joke in text and oh, if she wouldn't put a spell on me, she would just pray for me. You know, so. But she's Gemfm. She's who Gemfm is. She's has evolved to be the big kahuna here on Gemfm, and looking to see and to have more of her on Gemfm. So again, folks, it has been a pleasure of being here this morning. Louise, again, I want to thank you. I hope in one day we go up to Louise, travel to Louise, and make it all along in Hamilton on Saturday morning. I have to go to Hamilton one Saturday because I have to give her something to bring to my buddy for me, Pablo. So I have to go to Hamilton one of this Saturday morning. And my cousin out there, Kenny C, reggae artist, he's out there too. He have a restaurant out there. Probably go there and have breakfast and do a breakfast and Gemfm breakfast in Hamilton. You know, also about that, Louise, we'll talk about that later on. That might happen soon too. This show has been brought to you by Cookies, yeah? Pastry Delight in Grenville. That's right, and Ben Jones Street, and those of you who know Ben Jones, right, we used to live there, he had a bakery there before. So my brother is there, and I'm doing all the publicity for that. And also my sister Afro, she has Afro Chicken happening on Wednesday and Friday nights in Simmons, yeah? Chicken is $10, pork is $10, rabbit is $15. And so go there and support the two ventures in Grenville. All right, so that's it for me, and I'll play a song before we go, Hudson. A song that I love very much from the Black Stallion. This is it.
You try with a federation, the whole thing end in confusion. Curriculum and then Carifta, but somehow a spelling disaster. Mr. West Indian politician, I mean you went to a big institution, and how come you can't unite 7 million? When a West Indian unity, I know it's very easy. If you only rap to your people and tell them like me, them is one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we woman and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. You say that the Federation was imported quite from England, and you're going on for my Carifta with a true West Indian flavor. But since Carifta started running, morning, noon and night all I hearing is just money speech, them prime minister giving. But I say no set of money, good for my unity. First of all, your people need their identity like one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we woman and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man.
Yes, we make the same trip on the same trip from Africa to the Caribbean. Dr. Leroy Calise. And Black History Month in Toronto.
CARICOM is wasting time. The whole Caribbean gone blind. If we don't know from where we come in, then we can't plan where we going. That's why some want to be community. communist. Brothers, some want to be socialist. And one set a religion to add to the foolishness. Look, a man who don't know his history, can't form no unity. How could a man who don't know his roots form his own ideology? Like one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we women and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. The Federation done dead, and Carifta going to bed. But the cult of the Rastafarian spreading through the Caribbean. It have Rastas now in Grenada, it have Rastas now in St. Lucia. But to run Carifta, yes, you getting pressure. If the Rastafari movement spreading and Carifta dying slow, then it's something them Rastas on that them politicians don't know. That there's one race from the same place that make the same trip on the same ship. And so they pushing one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for the woman and their children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man.
Yes, that was the man, Dr. Leroy Callis, the Black Stallion, out of Trinidad and Tobago via Grenada via Trinidad and Tobago. Either way, he is Grenadian. By plane, by boat, by whatever it is, he is Grenadian. And today is another good day to celebrate your loved ones and to share the love. Yes, to share the love of God, share the love of Christ. Everybody, you know, and as we continue to do that, celebrating life, don't forget to check out those of you in Toronto, anywhere in the world, you can still check out the production today. Louise was there still, and then to just talk a little bit more about the Sita, she's gone, but don't forget to check it out today, check our website, and get out, and go support it. You can sit on the comfort of your own home, and probably, like you say, drink a wine, but like take to drink a glass of juice. You know, I drink some water, you know, and Chrissy drinking your orange juice. You know, yesterday I got a really lovely drink. Check this out. I got a drink from Lee's, right? It was pure grape juice, a wild juice. It tastes like the same thing. So I came home with it, and I decided to give Abby a taste. Abby said, "Can I taste it?" I said, "Sure, give her a taste." Abby take a sip. Wow, that tastes like the one in church. I said, "Abby, who give you church communion wine to drink?" Imagine how long I haven't been to church, in the church. Abby, probably 6 months ago, probably tasted this thing. And she tastes it now, yes, on Wednesday night. And say she remember it like the one in the church. So I go to Shimon and say, "Who give Abby the communion to drink? Wine to drink?" Somebody, you know, after the communion finished, you know, they throw it the rest, right? So they have the glasses. Somebody, my wife, somebody give Abby a taste of it. She never forgot the taste. So she tasted the one, she could relate that it tastes like the communion one in church. Miss Abby, I tell you, this time have a sharp memory like Hudson Judge. She remember everything. She retain all the information you could think about. Miss Abby. Well, before I go, my last song out of here, playing homage to Barbados, with Red Plastic Bag. He have sing the song "Be My Love You," and I want to play that. Where's my song? I think here's the song. Yeah. So Barbados have distanced themselves from the Queen. They have nothing to do with the Queen anymore in terms of being independent of England. They're now a republic, and so they're doing things their way. Miss Martley had called a snap election, And the poll voted to her, but she still won the election. Yeah, she won the election. And we heard that later on tonight. We talk a little about Grenada because I think the Prime Minister, it's alleged by certain media houses that he's about to call a snap election in 2022. We're not sure about that. So tonight, even though I'm here by myself, we'll be talking about that tonight because I'm trying to muster up some people and they call me, I call them back, but nobody connect. We have not really connected as to how we're going to do the show tonight. But whoever it is, I'll be here tonight at 8 o'clock tonight talking Grenada politics. Yes, and the way forward continue after 48 years of independence. But this one is for all the Bajans in the house listening in around the world. This is for you. Called Beam, I love you. Text you're muted. You're still muted. You're pantomiming.
Sorry, I was pantomiming, but now I'm
Yes.
telling you, I have something to get done. Is very
Great.
hard, and I'm just going to deal with that matter
Okay.
today.
All right.
So
So
keep
go
me in
ahead.
prayer that God
Yes,
will give me the strength.
definitely. All right.
Amen.
One
Bye-bye.
love. God bless you
Love
and
you.
make you a blessing as always. Love you.
Amen. Love you. Bye bye.
All right. Beam, I love you for the Bajans.
Bim, I love you. Bim, I am proud of you. Many left your shores to live in big city, but that's not the case with me. Some call you bad and cried you down. Certainly not me. Of the soil I am a true son. I know my children may not reach prestigious high school, but for the big boys own to go, it has become a rule. And when they grow up, they may hardly find a job, and in broad daylight they may be raped or robbed. And if we can find someone after searching few days, well, no problem at all, we can find them dead in a cell. I know that them foreigners really taking over slowly. They start with Wall Street in the city. But even if them Yankees bring in cadavers to frighten me, they can't move me. I ain't leaving this country. I ain't going nowhere. It's here I intend to stay. And if it rise or fall, I ain't leaving this land at all. Bim, I love you. Bim, I am proud of you. I'll do my part as a true citizen and be loyal to the island. I'll stick to my roots for as long as I live, and day by day is my best I intend to give. I know I may be beaten badly by the law, and I may not even be the one that they're looking for. And some conductors really know a lot of tricks. Just one plastic bag can put money in your pockets. I know administration thinks at the transport board. The government police, the state government buses off the road. We can get to Coney Islands to put on the same spot. More madmen are out than you can find them there in Black Rock. But even if one big me bad, like a one be sleepy, they can't move me. I ain't leaving this country. I ain't going nowhere. It is here I intend to stay. And if it rise or fall, I ain't leaving this land at all. Bim, plastic bag is proud of you. Throughout the Caribbean, know how you played your part. Bim, you hold a special place in my heart. Then why should I run away and roam when it's right here? That is my sweet little home. If I am a Kaisonian, I must abstain from politics. I must not even cry out when they're cutting my tail licks. And if I am a teacher, they may suspend me wrongfully. But at school I can drink me whiskey once I remove the label, you see. If I want to get rich quickly, I only have to become MP. But as a hawker or fisherman, they may try to mama guy me. 1% of my salary, they take and call it transport levy. And if I decide to fly taxi, I may be called dirty. But even if housing carry my furniture's wrongfully, they can't move me. I ain't leaving this country. I ain't going nowhere. This year I intend to stay. And if it rise or fall, I ain't leaving this land at all.
Man, red plastic bag out of Barbados, talking about his country, his passion for his country. A number of things he made mention in that song that is so poetical, and the things that people get away with in this country, thinking that things that is happening in the country, and he spoke about it in many different ways in their songs. And that's why I like to listen to Calypsos, because of this nature. Then they jump up, jam and wine Calypso. I listen to educational Calypsos that could tell me something about that country, what is going on. And really, Calypsos are really spokespeople. They see what's going on and they fearlessly sing of them. Some of them get ostracized and criticized for it and be. But the truth about it is, I listen to them because I could know from them what the politicians don't tell us. They are the eyes of the people. They watch, they look for stories that the journalists who may be biased don't tell us about it. But these people take the time off and they write the songs to us. And my final song, to get another here is this one from Black Stallion, Stand Up for Something. Have you been stand up for something? Here is it. Yes, stand up for something. Stand up for something. Or fall for anything. Don't forget to listen to us after the show at www.gemfm.ca. Join us back next week Saturday morning from 10 until 12 for Caribbean Connections. Everything Caribbean right here. From Trinidad up to Cuba.
You just stay living and doing nothing. Ask the world over. You just a freeloader. Problems.
Brought to you by Cookies Delights, Pastry Delights in Grenville, Ben Jones Street.
Before you take a side, I tell you stand up for something, you will die for nothing. In your whole lifespan, you never make one stand. Stand up for something, or you will die for. People dying every day, and you have nothing to say. Stand up for something, or you will die for. Stand up, stand up, stand up.
All Grenadians, there's something happening last suggest. Where are the people stand up for something on there? With our politicians. Stand up for something, people. Or die for something. Or die for nothing.
Workers out striking, black cats protesting. Before you join the fight, you rather break the strike. Don't like the condition, so they fight in the election. Before you sympathize, you rather criticize. I tell you, stand up for something, or you will die for nothing. Corruption down with road.
Government corrupting the world.
Stand up for something, or you will
We have to stand up for something.
Stand up for something, or you will die for nothing.
Whether you stay on the bleachers or get on the playing field of life, that's going to happen to you. So choose today whom you will serve. I'm telling you. Yes. That's the man Black Stallion. My cousin, Dr. Callis, Leroy Callis, that is. We educate to liberate. Spiritually, socially, and politically. Our lives are made up of that.
You talking the talk, people walking the walk. You happy as ever to be a fence watcher. Life's a precious thing for you to be within. Stand up and play your part, and play it from your heart. I tell you, stand up for something, or you will die for nothing. Get up, my friend, your life soon will end. I tell you, stand up for something, or you will die for nothing. So your grandchildren too would be proud of you. I tell you, stand up for something, or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up, stand up for something.
Good afternoon, Bishop Solomon. Safari. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Brother Kennedy Tucson. Sonia Nelson, good morning. Doris. Stand up for something or die for nothing. So much bright people in town, and yet the country falling down. Let me tell you something, folks. This is the time when it's end of time, it's harvest time. And as much as we here doing what we're doing, I want to encourage each and every one of you to take a look at your life. Evaluate where you are right now in your life. You might be criticized for doing the right thing, but do it anyways. Because if you don't do anything, you will still be criticized. So do the right thing. Do the right thing. Leave your dreams, not your fears. Yes, don't worry about pain. Pain is an experience of but. There is change gonna come through your pain. But if you don't do anything, if you don't engage in doing anything positive, that is, you will die for nothing. Let your living not be in vain. Let the life you live be a poster, a bumper sticker to the people around you. So when they see you, they know what you represent. You don't have to wear a t-shirt saying, I'm a believer in Christ. You don't have to wear a t-shirt saying, I'm a godly person. Your life, your lifestyle. People will call you blessed. They'll call you all kind of a good name because you represent a kingdom and you live the life that you talk about. Hence the reason why the disciples, notice the disciples, wasn't say the Christians, the disciples was called Christ. Why? Because they was talking about Christ. So they call them Christians. But in effect, we are really disciples of Jesus Christ. Yes? That's who we are. That's who we are mandated to be. That's why Christ said, go and make disciples of men everywhere, not Christians. They will call you a Christian because you're talking about Christ, but you are a disciple. I hope you're getting that. I don't mean to preach this, but let me tell you something. Love God and live. Yeah? And in our politics, in our world today, these men take the kingdom of God by force. Yes? Before they was godly men running the affairs of the world. But the kingdom of God was overthrown in this dispensation, the kingdom of men. So we got to take back what the enemy has stolen from us. And all the bright men in town, all of them in town, with them. Yeah? Come up and love God. I'm out of here, folks. Have a blessed afternoon. Join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for the Comfort Zone with Raphael Paul. Right back here at 2 p.m. this afternoon. And tonight, 8 p.m., the Talking Point with yours truly, John Kelly, the Sheriff.
Check out every Trinbagonian. All of them have the solution. How to run this Twin Island and get the people out of this jam. You take a chance and give them the work, not realizing they was making joke. After months you start knowing there's only old talk you was getting, because Jim know, Jack know, Harry know how to run the show. Paul know, Mac know, till the country falling down low. Low, the country falling down. Low, the country breaking down. You will see how the whole place tumbling down, and there's so much pride people in town. Low, the country falling down. Low, the country breaking down. You will see how that foam just tumbling down, and so much pride people in town. It got scholarship and they went away to come back down and help me, they say. So as they reach, they make we know they qualify to run the show. We tell ourselves they have plenty sense, in them we put with confidence. After once we get to realize was only world in front of the eyes. Jim know, Maggie know, Paul know how to run the show. Roy know, George knows, till the country falling down low. Low, the country falling down. Low, the country breaking down. You will see how the country falling down, and so much bright people in town. Low, the country falling down. Low, the country breaking down. You will see how the whole place tumbling down, and so much bright people in town. Some don't care if they win or lose. Everybody want to be boss. No one wants to take order. Everybody want to be leader. All man want top position to satisfy their own ambition. Not knowing in this world today, everybody have the part to play. Flo know, Mary know, Harry know how to run the show. Pat know, Kerry know, till the country falling down low. Low, the country falling down. Low, the whole place breaking down. You will see how the country falling down, and so much bright people in town. Low, the country breaking down. All them phones just tumbling down. You will see how the place just tumbling down, and it's so much bright people in town. Low. If one really want to get through, one must know what one can do. Do what you have to do, I say, and leave the rest for someone to play. Don't go off on the ego trip, that would only rock the ship. And if you listen to what I say, tomorrow would be a better day. Lal know, Raj know, Harry know how to run the show. Ming know, Ling know, till the country falling down low. Low, the country falling down low. The whole place breaking down. Low, see how the country falling down, and so much bright people in town. Low, the country falling down low. The whole place breaking down. Low, see how them phones just tumbling down, and there's so much bright people in town. With them, you will see how the country falling down, and there's so much bright people in town. With them falling down, you will see how the country, yes, the whole damn place just falling down, and there's so much PhD in town. With them, you will see how the country falling down, and there's so much PhD in town. With them, as you see how the whole place tumbling down, and there's so much bright people in town.
much right people in down. The country falling down. All the phones just toppling down. You will see mama phone just shaking down. And there's so much right people in down.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
To you dear folks, I'm appealing. It's time we do some stock taking. Outside values we are pushing, while ours deteriorating. It looks as though we are ashamed of our roots or from where we came. Foreign culture ranks way above, and our own we are not proud of. Oh yes, for in Hilton Hotel and Queen's Park, you can't get Seamoss no more be back. New York have so much hamburger, yet they serve tourists the same thing here, making our dishes look inferior. No Punjal, no Kuchela, Hilton I accuse you of painting a false image. Serve local porridge for your degrading or cultural heritage. Search your conscience, everybody, and see whether you are guilty. Like those who pay culture lip service, and they go at Saturday service. Imagine a music festival, have no calypso, what a shame, pal. And why isn't there a steel band in each and every institution? Oh yes, some sponsor steel bands only to advertise their company. The national drink is still whiskey, while they brand rum and rum shops nasty. Christmas is still apples and grapes, while our fruits taking second place. If you know you're guilty of these wrongs, well I charge thee, change your image for your degrading or cultural heritage. When they close our own Woodford Square, or teach about Sir Francis Drake, yeah, putting whiskey in front of we bed. All these things debase our culture. Some still laugh at the Indian man when he sings Kaiso or beat pan. Some still turn off our radio when they hear an Indian song or so. Oh yes, record producers must now start producing more of our local art. Why should our radio stations give us half our local programs? They must play our music all day and give soul the half hour. I say, you two radio stations abusing your privilege. That's the message. You're degrading our cultural heritage.
This is Caribbean.
The government-owned television hardly viewing local programs. Some prefer the damn cinema to a local panya theater to write our own local English. Some still calling it rubbish, and teachers still ring children's ear. Hear from them a local slang, yeah. Oh yes. Instead of encouraging sobers, some hate him and love Indian cricketers. And at the so-called better village show, people laugh at Baptist and Shango. All these acts, you must agree, rapes our cultural dignity. In 1973, I call on everybody to change that image, for you're degrading our cultural heritage. Am I wrong?
But also a brand new style. And of all these rivers,
nothing. Ask the world over, you just a freeloader. Problems every day, you have nothing to say. You rather run and hide before you take a side. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. In your whole lifespan, you never make one stand. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. People dying every day and you have nothing to say. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Workers out striking, black cats protesting. Before you join the fight, you rather break the strike. Don't like the condition, so they fight in the election. Before you sympathize, you rather criticize. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Corruption down with throat, still you will not vote. Why? Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Killing going on every day, you have nothing to say. Stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. You talking the talk, people walking the walk. You happy as ever to be a fence watcher. Life's a precious thing for you to be within. Stand up and play your part and play it from your heart. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Get up, my friend, your life soon will end. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. So your grandchildren too would be proud of you. I tell you, stand up for something or you will die for nothing. Stand up, stand up, stand up for something or you will die for nothing.
Every day, cost of living keep on rising. So could someone try and tell me what is happening? Because yet, them politicians keep preaching for the poor ones they are fighting, but not such a thing. Because every day, when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones back. And the wages, like it's mason men that build it, and like no one they can break it. So they condemn it. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones back. And the wages, like it's mason men that build it, and like no one they can break it. So they condemn it. I would not like to see it in the interest of the rich ones. Because they is the one I see keep on owning, while the poor ones keep on squinting, suffering and dying. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones top. And the wages, like it's missing men that believe, and like no one they can break it, so they condemn it. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones farm. And the wages, like it's missing men that believe, and like no one they can break it, so they condemn it. Abusing and keep them down. Because we have to work so hard to earn something, while some men only sit down weeping, laughing and believing. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones farm. And the wages, like it's missing men that believe, and like no one they can break it, so they condemn me. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones farm. And the wages, like it's missing men that believe, and like no one they can break it, so they condemn me. Cause I know I see what's happening, and yet still man some of my people does behind them as dogs begging. They cannot see how those vampire society keep on sucking we just because of money. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones farm. And the wages, like it's missing men that believe, and like no one they can break it, so they condemn me. Because every day when I make a pass by the shop, I could see the price keep going up on the poor ones farm. And the wages, like it's missing men that believe, and like no one they can break it, so they condemn me. But I do know the time will come when you of yourself will recognize what I am doing towards the poor ones. So I do hope this message will go floating in the air as a natural penetration towards the heads of all the leaders throughout the world, so that they can see the needs of the poor ones. This is something coming from the man of truth, better known as the man African teller. Chanting with the power of Jah Rastafari, Selassie I the first. Hey.
Jumbai, Jumbai, peace, Akia, faith, God bless.
is Caribbean Vibes.
Daddy, could you tell me what's the qualification that I must have to be a politician? When I grow up, I want to become a famous man like George Bush, Pandy Robinson, and Reagan. I know to be a doctor, you need a degree. I know a simple soldier must be tall with a strong body. To become a scientist, you need maths for this. But what must I study, Daddy, to get into politics? Son, can you be in the PNM party and your heart in the UNC? Can you be Robinson Street party whip and fight him for our leadership? You must swear on Bible and take false oath. You must use big words to get votes. You must lie and watch me straight in the eye. Oh son, that's the qualification of a politician. You must shun people when election done. Well son, that's the qualification of a politician. Daddy, could you tell me if to be a politician, a man must have a sound education? Should I go away to London or the USA for me to be a Manning or a Pandey? I know musicians study music at Berkeley. I know good doctors does be at Harvard University. Well, which school did John Humphrey and Sudama study? I hear they did a crash course here at the School of Woodford Square. Son, you must go to the School of Selfishness and learn how to be dishonest. You must go to the School of Scampishness and like Judas, learn to cheat with a kiss. You must start with your good friend Kelvin Ramnat and call him a bloody upstart. You must fool people and fool yourself in the long run. Oh son, that's the qualification of a politician. You must hate roti and yet hug up the roti man. Well son, that's the qualification of a politician. A lie.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Keep the faith up here. Son, a politician is a special breed of man with a special personality. He will promise you paradise and the promised land, and after elections he knows nobody. He'll give his party members car, house jobs and big road. Although they have no papers, he'll put square pegs in a wrong hole. He's one who shows no pity for vagrants and for humans. If you could behave like that, my son, you on your way to be one. Son, you must watch the crime rate escalating, and yet talk about race and vote catching. You must see two people on one hospital bed, then pass through the ward and just nod your head. You must talk the Queen's English in Parliament and curse obscene as you reach the pavement. You must tease and jail a man if he touch a leaf
Oh, son, that's the qualification of a politician. You must smile and drink whiskey with your enemy. Well, son, that's the qualification of a politician. Boomba, yella, boomba, jumba. Granddaughter Kai.
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Son, you must sell your soul like George Weeks cheaply. Opposition in the Nile party. Like Maurice Marshall, you must know Jack is the best. But to the public, you must not confess. You must live in big house like Anselm and George and John Humphrey. Far, far away from poor people's society. In parliament, like Roy Raphael, you must be a yes man. Oh, son, that's the qualification of a politician. Like Donawa, resign only after you get pension. Well, son, that's the qualification of a politician. First graph. When you have troubles, don't cry. Oh no, no. Just remember that God is standing by. Hold on, yeah. When you have heartaches, don't cry. Oh no. Just remember that God is standing by. Sometime when your burden is down, just remember God.
your pain. Yeah. Put your trust in the Father. Yeah. Oh, God. God is standing by. Take it on. So there's no need to cry. No need to cry. Oh, God is standing by. Lord Almighty, so don't you worry and don't cry. Don't cry. Forget about your troubles and don't cry. No. Forget about your pain and don't cry. Just trust in the Father and don't cry. No, I don't shed no tears. Don't cry. Don't cry. Yes, give a bow of silence. His Majesty name. Jah Rastafari. A chapter a day, keep the devil away. Behold the heavenly truth, yeah. The works of His Majesty I done proclaim. Behold the Emperor, the works is perfect. Perfection is the key to life. Behold the Emperor. Yeah. Now the works are beautiful down here in this church. It is so sufferation and that people. Kings and lords of lords, rise every day now. Rise and guide that people through this struggle. Yes. Kings of kings and lords of lords and conquering the a chapter a day, keep the vampire away. Behold the heavenly truth, yeah. Works of His Majesty, so powerful, so heavenly. Behold the Emperor. Yeah. Move to the feeling. The people movements in our black people struggle down in Harlem. That's why. Behold the four corners of the earth. Leaders rising. Rise and fall. Shine every day. Shine every day now. Behold, good and pleasant it is to dwell amongst man and brethren. spiritual vibes. The works is wonderful, crucial runnings. Kings of kings and lords of lords and conquerors lightly. Oh, Jaja, oh, Bambala, oh, yes, oh, it works so wonderful. And chapter per day, keep Satan away. Behold the emperor, yeah. The works of his majesty I proclaim so strongly now. Seek the covenant of Rastafari, spread it out loudly. All nations from all corners of the earth shall gather together. Yeah. Great leaders shall rise and fall again. Spray, oh yeah, now. Crucial runnings on them, crucial runnings, crucial in this Armageddon. Crucial runnings, crucial runnings under one creation. Yeah. It's the work of His Majesty, Haile God, Selassie I the First. Them a ruling God, whoever stands firm and show our leaders of the world that He's kings of kings and lords of lords, conquering the Lion of the tribe of Judah. The elect of God, the earthful rightful ruler. His Majesty, Haile God, Selassie I give thanks and praise. Jah Rastafari. Works of His Majesty, I then proclaim. Chapter a day, that's all He acts.
I will lay down my sword, the Prince of Peace is His name. King of the flood, the Lord is mighty. The Lord can quench the evil flame. Peace when trouble blows, Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. He is my peace when sorrow nears, Jehovah sees, Jehovah hears. Feel the presence of God upon the waters. Hear the voice of the Lord within the thunder that rolls. King of the flood, the Lord is mighty. Mighty. The Lord can calm the troubled soul. Troubled soul. Peace when trouble blows. Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. He is my peace when sorrow nears. Jehovah sees, Jehovah hears. Like the bread I need to live, Jehovah takes, Jehovah gives. Gives me peace when trouble blows. Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. Yeah. Lord, Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows. When sorrow meets, Jehovah sees, Jehovah hears. My God, He is like the bread I need to live. I need to live. Jehovah takes, Jehovah takes, Jehovah gives me peace when trouble comes. Jehovah sees, Jehovah knows.
Praise the Most High God every day with your whole heart desire. Lift him higher, lift him higher. Holy, 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 holy. Yeah. Holy Mount Zion, would you let's sing. The Lord's my shepherd, I'll not want. Make me down to lie in pastures green. Thou leadeth me the quiet waters by.
My soul hath restored again, and me to walk thou make within the path of righteousness, even for His name's sake.
Yea, though I walk in death's dark vale, it will I fear no ill. Thy rod and staff, they are with me, they surely comfort still.
My table, oh, has furnished in the presence of my foes. My head, oh, half anoint with oil, my cup it overflow.
Goodness and mercy all my life shall surely follow me. And in just